All right. Good evening, LinkedIn. Dave Wilson of the Ring and Hire Show. Peak season. This is my favorite time of year. And listen, if you want to win, I'll give you some good ideas here, but we'll be right back after this. I'm sorry. I always start the show out by saying I love that video. Tonight, peak season. Listen, I mean, you have two choices in peak season, and this is for logistics and for professional staffing also. But you either want to win or you're going to struggle for staffing. I was trying to think how to explain how peak season in the logistics is going to suffer. You're not, that tsunami's coming. That tsunami for peak season within the next 2 weeks, because everybody thinks that September 4th that we're going to be celebrating because everybody's off their couches, everybody's returning to work. I got another thing to tell you. That's not happening. The people just, there's not enough people for all the jobs. I mean, we have some companies here in the Lehigh Valley that I know of that are winding up. And if you've never done peak before, you either have it or you don't. I love peak because every year you learn so friggin' much. Oh God, here we go. Hey Kenneth, how you doing, man? I knew we always would be here. Savor the flavor. I gotta love it, Ken. But you see on LinkedIn even looking for recruiters, right? I think there's more recruiters that they're hiring for than friggin' staff, because every little post on LinkedIn, well, we're looking for this, well, we're looking for that. Then you look at the post that you're looking for a job, you're seeking a job, professional, can't find a job, then shave. No, I kind of like it. I'll get there, Ken. It's peak season. But you cannot find everybody. I mean, you're putting on, listen, I've told people before, if you have a candidate that, and no matter what profession, that meets that 60%, right? And you got a good gut instinct with that, don't wait, hire them. That's all I can say. Because if you don't, a week later, somebody else is going to. It's just a fact. Don't wait on it. You're going to lose. You're going to struggle. Take that chance on somebody because somebody else will. And when they show you what they can do, because you can teach them, that's the best thing about with peak season and going into this kind of industry right now. You need to teach. You need to show them. If it's 2 or 3 softwares that the person doesn't know, who cares? I mean, you got to be kidding me when I see on LinkedIn that, well, I had all the qualifications besides 2. Seriously? Don't let that candidate go. I can't emphasize. What's coming to the Lehigh Valley is a tsunami, like I said. It's coming down, and it's going to swallow up for the logistics right off the bat, because there's companies out here that are going to be looking for 1,000, easy, 1,000. Why are people waiting? Waiting for what? That's what I mean, Ken. Everybody thinks September 4th, that's $300 stimulus is going to change the world. In Pennsylvania, we're all going to come back to work on Monday, and guess what? 2,000 people are going to be waiting, knocking on your door. Go figure that out, which ain't going to happen. There's a lot of different circumstances. That $300 is not all of that's holding people back. Everybody says, well, they're laying on the freaking couches. They're too lazy to work. Maybe there was some. All right, maybe there was some. But it's not everybody. Some people lost a lot of great jobs, and they can't recover from it. Hey, Doris, it's been a long time. How you doing? It's been actually about a month, Doris, I think. But when those other companies are gearing up for 1,000 employees, I know what it takes. They're using 4 to 5 staffing agencies. They are going to jump those friggin' hourly rates. I'm telling you now, with another $2 to $3 an hour. I am not joking because I see it. I see it already. Some of the companies, they know what they're going to do because they have a plan. They have a plan for peak season. And if you don't, again, you're going to suffer. You are not going to have the candidates during peak season. So you might as well hire the people now because they're going to work 12 hours to 16 hours a day, a lot of them all the way till freaking Christmas. It's a fact. Peak is not going to be over even December. Peak is going to go over into the first quarter, well into the first quarter. I guarantee it. There's nothing else. And, wow, I didn't realize I go to sleep early. Well, you do, but I haven't been doing the shows at 9 o'clock. I've been trying to cut back a little bit. But look at your team. Look what you can do to shape it up. Like I've seen some job postings, right? The job postings are, some of them have no thought process and put into them, especially for logistics. You go on some of the social media pages, they are garbage. I am sorry. If that's what you're paying for that staffing company to post your jobs about your company, go on them, look at them. You're going to be like, what the hell is that? They'll put some ads up, couple little things. That's it. They'll put a little things, text, no thought. The spelling's all wrong, the grammar, everything's all wrong, and they don't put a great picture image on there. It's the same garbage that you see all the time. Every single one of them they don't sell the company. If you don't tell what company you're hiring for, I'm sorry, I've said this before. If you're in a staffing agency and you're being to represent a company, the corporations need to be able to say, the staffing comes to say your name. I'm going to say Coca-Cola and Pepsi as an example. If I was hiring for Coca-Cola and you were hiring for Pepsi, if I didn't say it, right? If I just said the same thing, looking for picker, packers, soda, whatever you want to say, job description, and I said the same thing that maybe $1 an hour less, let's just say, same description, and that's Pepsi. Pepsi has a greater image than Coke. If you don't say those names, you're not getting your message out, because people would say, wow, Coca-Cola's hiring. Oh, Pepsi's hiring. That's what's going to get you attention. The attention is going to come to you by getting your message out to all the candidates right now. You should be doing thousands of emails a day. I'm sorry. The email blast non-stop. 1,000 a day, just send it. The next day, send the same 1,000 with a different issue on it, like a different URL. Put the URL of a website on there. That's it. Looking for work here. Boom. The next 2,000. Put on your Facebook page URL, right? Click like our Facebook page. In social media, if you do it correctly, a lot of people say they don't want to be on social media because they don't want to hear things about like negativity, all different things, right? That's wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. I don't care who it is. You're not going to convince me anything different, because you have to sell your job to the candidate. By just putting these crappy job descriptions up there, you're not getting them. You're not getting the right type of candidates. You can really put an ad up there that has a great image, right, of your company representing you. So it's just like all the St. Luke's and all the medical places and bigger companies, they really put some great ads together, right? You can make them professional, but still make them sound personable. Listen, those job postings are things that people put in there that sound like they're just computer generated. They're junk. They're garbage. Nobody likes them. Majority of the time when you're looking for work, you just delete. It's not a real person. You think it is, but it's not. Put in there something very personable. Hey, this is Dave from blah, blah, blah. We're hiring here at this company. Listen, is your family struggling? Are you looking for work afterwards? Are you having problems? We'll work with you part-time. We offer benefits. We offer different multiple shifts. We'll really work with you. We got a 401k. We got medical benefits and also free dental and free eye vision for your children. We offer, 10% up to 10% for your 401k. We provide you lunches on Fridays. You see my point? You're selling the job. Then you'll talk about the salary at the end. Do not put your hourly rate on a job posting. Put it on the bottom. I get a lot of slack for that, but you put it on the bottom because they're not reading the rest of it at the top. When they see that, they'll go, okay, 17, 25, 35 an hour, let's just say. That's all they'll read. The first few columns are gone. They don't read that whole thing. Doris says, it's also important to post a realistic job preview. The good. Thank you. That is exactly what I'm trying to say is, take that image and what would you like to see? What would make you want to work for Pepsi or Coke? What would make you want to do that? The perks about the company, what they can do for your family, and really those shifts. The shifts are the most important right now. And I look at some of these on the job postings. I've said it before. They're crazy. Some of them you just cannot recruit for some of these shifts. You got to see what's working. If it doesn't work, you change the plan. You change it. But you don't change the goal. You don't you have a goal. This is what you want to do. To get there, it's not just saying like a freaking quote here. To get there, it's common sense. If it doesn't work in 2 friggin' weeks, you change your mind. You change the process. You change the management. If you got a bad manager, you might have somebody that you look on your shift and you're looking there and it's, everybody's quitting on this person. Get rid of them. Don't even think about it. Employment at will in Pennsylvania. Get rid of the toxic managers. Get rid of the ones that employees are complaining about. Don't even give it a chance during peak season. You're going to lose candidates because of bad bosses. You can tell I'm passionate about that. But you'll lose people over management. It's a fact. And if you don't make the change, listen, if you want to suffer all the way through peak season, go for it. Don't do anything different. How's it working for you now, right? If it's working for you, hey, go for it. But if it's not, you got to know what's coming. And this isn't the Lehigh Valley. It's all over the place. These big companies that starts with A's and W's, and I don't want to mention all the name D, and that's a big one, R, they are going to put out such peak bonuses. Hourly rates for temporary people are going to jump $3 to $4 an hour. Guarantee. On top, you watch, mark my words, on top of the 18 to 20, it's going to jump up to $24. I've said it before. It will hit that mark. And then you got to convince those candidates to come there. You got to convince them. And thanks, definitely. I'm not sure who that is. But what's going to make you stand out differently? What is going to show the candidate that wants to work for you? That's my point. It's not just the hourly rate. That hourly rate has to freaking stop soon. It cannot sustain itself on your P&L. You cannot continue to absorb this kind of cost or you're going to lose. What you need to do right now is really concentrate on the staff that you have now. Don't worry about the no-shows, some of them here and there. You might have to go through 25 to 40 people to get 3 or 4 good ones. That's a fact because the candidates right now in logistics can go to one job every single day. They can go work here on a Monday. They look up on these lousy job boards that are friggin' useless, that just don't represent your company correct. And, oh yeah, come down tomorrow. No drug tests, no background tests, right? Oh, you're friggin' nuts. That really stands out. So I want to tell my daughter, hey, dear, you know what? Go work for this company. No drug screen, no background. Right? I believe in second chances. And I've said that before. Second chances I believe in. People make mistakes, but they learn. And when you can give somebody a second chance, if you're able to, and some people on the background checks go from 5. It used to be like 10. And now some have dropped it to 7. And now some people have dropped it to 5 years. And then they've also set up to where within that 5 years or 7, you can actually talk to the candidates, decide what they were charged with, and decide from there, like, well, it wasn't really that major. It's been 5 years, they've been doing well. Take that chance. But the ones on drugs, I'm sorry. If you are putting candidates in safety, you're not thinking of that. If you are doing no drug screen, I'll tell you what, you're freaking crazy. That is just an accident safety waiting to happen. Would you want your child to work in a company that does not require a drug screen? I don't blame the staffing companies for that, because see, the staffing companies make money off of that. If you don't have to pay for a drug screen in the background, I'll charge you freaking 40% markup. Don't have to pay the backgrounds and all that. Why not? It's the one when the incident happens, the accidents happen, somebody gets seriously injured because you said, no drug screen. Think about what I just said. If you're a manager, VP, listening to this today, tomorrow, if you've learned anything from it, what would you do? Do you agree if you're a top VP and you're saying my company is doesn't have to do a drug screen, you shouldn't be in that position. You're out. I would take them out and just end them. And they know it. They're thinking, well, let's just get the people in there. And you'll do a lot better. Bodies. It's not always about bodies. You need to get them. Again, Eric, the financial advisor, our recruiter, Saver, the awesomeness, and you, sir, for joining us. Oh, I didn't see him on there. But even the professional side, you got people being ghosted. You got people, that have been through a month of interviews, and then you tell them no. There again, you drug screen them, you drug screen everybody there, and you got to go through a background. There's no difference in anyone. I get tired of hearing entry-level positions are different than middle management. There's no different in anyone. There's good people that work in all professions. It does not matter where you work. You cannot be rated on, well, it's just entry-level jobs. We can do this, but middle management, we're going to treat them a little bit better. That is not going to fly anymore these days. It is not. Those days are gone. They are gone, and you need to treat people with respect. You're going to have those bad eggs. You're going to have those bad eggs that will not show up. You're going to have those bad eggs that cause issues. When you come to something and when you start pulling in 1,000 people for peak, right? There's everything from harassment, there's bad bosses, every single thing you can imagine, sexual harassment. Then you're talking sometimes the point systems. Everybody says the point systems are horrible, which they are. Boom, 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 you get rid of the person. Well, we don't like the way the person looks. Let's terminate them. They don't like them. They don't like the way they look or the way they dress, or this person's got a bad attitude in peak season. This is for logistics. They know. People know, because I'm just speaking the truth on that, and there's nothing wrong with it. I respectively say this because when you see it and you've lived it, these are the kind of things that you can't do anymore. You are going to lose, and that's what I'm talking about. Peak season, you're going to lose. You are going to you're going to struggle, and for that, if you're putting up with that kind of behavior, that's on you. That's on you as a top manager. I'm sorry. There's nothing you can do about that to blame yourself. If you know your problems and you're not addressing them, if you're not tightening up everything now, from your website, from your job postings to your reviews. Listen, a lot of people think reviews don't do anything. Bull. If you got a 3.2 or a 2.2 review on your company, you're going to see the difference. Hey, Rob, just got talking to Rob. I'll talk to you about that later, Rob. You can get those classes. It's like $80 a month, I believe, and they're well worth it. So I'll talk to you about that. But don't fall into that trap. Figure out what you can do and tighten it up. A lot of people, the hiring processes is so hard. If you have something wrong on your website, tighten it up. Get those reviews higher. Have everyone in your company, everyone that works there that's happy, tell them to put a review on you on the next day. Make it mandatory. Or you know what? Let's just do what everybody else does. Let's give them a $400 bonus. Why not? To pay for a good review. It wouldn't surprise the hell out of me if you did that. Here you go. Here's $400. Could you put a good review on us? Because if you take that 2.2 and you get it up to a 4.2, then you're on Google, you go higher. And guess what? When somebody's Googling you, you move up the rank. That's just the way it is. You pay to play. But with reviews, you can get there so easy. A lot of people say they don't like the negative. Well, correct it. When somebody says a review, respond to it. Don't just let it sit there. Respond to, listen, if somebody said you didn't get paid, let's see, this company doesn't pay you, message that back right underneath there. Listen, I'm so sorry this happened. Please reach out. If this will really happen, you're concerned, and that's it. Let it go. They can't come back and they can't respond back to it unless you make another email. Once you've done it for one, you can't comment again. So address them. You need to address them. because you're at a 2.2, 3.2 for some reason. And if you have enough complaints, there's kind of a pattern. You're going to see that pattern. Just, maybe maybe they're right. Maybe there's something in there. There's a reason for everything that they're putting on there. They're pissed off. Reviews sometimes are utilized in two different ways. I like reviews to give a positive one. I really do. I don't really give negative reviews for companies. I just feel that it's just not being professional. I don't like to put on there. If it's something, listen, that's their fault. If they've lost you, if you left and you want to put a bad review, it's really going to burn the bridges for you. People aren't going to want to just. They're not going to. If you need a job recommendation down the road, they're not going to give it to you. And maybe you left for just one reason or two. That wasn't as serious. But tighten everything up. Treat everyone with respect. I get a lot of people that when they interview, well, we're just a number. Well, we're just a number. They don't care. Well, they got rid of us. They sent 50 of us home because they didn't have work. Well, there is some truth to it. So work with the candidates. You're going to have to treat them like you'd want to be treated. Treat them like gold. Because if you do, I'm going to end up getting off here tonight early. But if you do all those things, you won't lose staff, right? These next 12 weeks will work out better for you. If you don't get the people within the next month, you're going to struggle. Win or struggle. I want to win. So I will do whatever it takes. I do not care. Whatever it takes to get my message that we're hiring, right? And I'm not worried about the other companies. I will go after them. I know the companies in the certain areas. Yes, treat everyone with respect, live by the golden rule. Thanks, Russ. And that's, I'm going to leave that up. What he just said there is just sums up. Entry level, middle management, regionals, right? Nobody is different in staffing today. Those days from pre-COVID, they're gone. I'm sorry, they're gone. Treat them with respect, and you'll see that your candidates are your best recruiters. Referrals are the number one way to get somebody to work for you. So if you have 200 employees out there, and I see a lot of it, the sign-on bonus, the referral bonuses, that's really a good idea. You don't have to put that huge bonus. Like you see some of them that say 1,000 or 2,000. That's not true. They say that it is, but once you get there and then you dissect it, you miss one day or something like that, you're done. I mean, when you see those job postings say $20 to $37 an hour, that's incentive based, and that's just a lie. That's just something to get your attention, just to get your attention for that hourly rate. But when you go for that interview, you need to ask those about that bonus. What's going to happen if I don't get it, or how do I not get it? And you're going to see that. You're going to see it. Probably big companies don't always do that. I know. But if you want to get over that hump of all these hourly rates going up, you got to offer something else, and that referral bonus is a key to your success, because the candidates out of there are happy, then they're going to bring in their friends. It makes common sense. Think about it. If you worked at, hey, I love this. You've been there for 20 years. Why don't you come and work for us? Whether, again, it doesn't matter whether you're entry level, middle management, or anything. Russ says referrals are gold. And again, that's the number one way that you can do. When you start out your morning meetings with your candidates on the floor, raise your hand. How many people got referrals this week? Do you realize 100, 200, 300? Maybe we'll give you a little bit more. When people see that and they hear it, you should have, your flyers posted up in the break rooms, and just have something funny, just showing them that by bringing a friend in, you're going to win. So one good candidate is equal to about 10 to 15 interviews in logistics right now. So you have to interview like 15 people to get maybe 3 to 4 start work. Then within the first week, you lose 1 or 2, and you're back to 1. But it's just the way it is in peak season. But there again, I'm going to end it here. Treat the people right. Treat everybody the same. Respect. Explain the job very well. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't lie. Don't say to your candidates, well, I don't know. Would you want to be treated that way? Treat them just like everybody's the same, and you're going to win, because the reviews, your website to hire easier, right? User-friendly, phone apps, text messages, job boards. I don't care for this Indeed and Career Builder. I can't stand them, but that's another story. That's just wasted money. But I mean, I get it. You need to use them sometimes, but they just drain the living heck out of your P&L. They will just take you away. I've seen some this week. I'm like, wow, look what they just paid for what? I was like, damn, and you can see how many people applied. You know, people know the job boards, and you're like, what that just costs an employer just for that one person. Then they leave, and you just start all over again. So on that note, I love this. Hey, Stephanie. Oh, there she is. Hey, Stephanie, that show is #1 still that we did on resumes. So I wanted to tell you that. So we're going to be doing that back. She's great with, if you want to reach out to Stephanie for resume service, she is on my website now at ringofhire.com. You can go on there and get her information right there. She will really help you. And she's great. She's great. And she'll shred your resume up, but she's a great writer, and she's got some great reviews. Also, referrals sometimes can make you look. Rob, you're always negative there. Rob, don't always say that, Rob. You know, if you're referring them, they make you look like an ass. Oh my God, that's hilarious. But on that note, everybody, thanks for being on the show. I appreciate everybody on here, Russ, and Kenneth, everybody here, Stephanie, everybody. Reach out, connect with them on LinkedIn, and they're just great colleagues. They really help you out. And we got 12 weeks of pure hell coming. 12 weeks of peak season, and you got to be ready for it, because this is going to be the best. I smile. This is going to be the best peak season, the most intense, the most competitive you ever going to see in these next 12 weeks. That's just going to blow everybody away, because you're going to want all those holiday gifts. You're going to want all those parts. That stuff is just going crazy, but I can keep going on and on. Rob, you are such a comedian. On that note, everybody, have a great night, and I'll be back tomorrow.